The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is the most famous race course in the world. Since 1909, what started as a proving ground for the then new automobile industry has become a destination for racers around the world. A place to test themselves and their machines. A place where victory places your name in the history books alongside the legends and all-time greats of the sport. Welcome to Indianapolis, where today drivers of the Trans Am Series by Pirelli take on the Speedway's Grand Prix course for just the 5th time ever. And hi everybody from the famous Yard of Bricks here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with former Brickyard 400 champion crew chief and NASCAR champion crew chief Andy Petrie. I'm Alan Bestwick, racing at Indianapolis. It's a big deal.
It doesn't get any better than standing right where we're standing, Alan. This track is unbelievable. From the first time I walked in the gate, you can just feel the magnitude of being able to come here and race and to be able to win as a crew chief and then, you know, just to experience that is a level that I'll never be able to explain to people how big it was.
So let's talk about what this series and this place has meant to the Trans Am Series. If you go back and look through the list of champions of the great Indianapolis 500-mile race, it is littered with people who competed as well in the Trans Am Series. In fact, as you look at the list of drivers, I counted 11 former Indianapolis 500 winners as among those who've competed in the Trans Am Series over the years.
Yeah, it has been an iconic place for a lot of people to start their career in Trans Am and then to come and do really great things. Like you said, winners at this famed facility, and then this is a breeding ground. This is where a lot of young drivers can come in and make their mark for the first time. We've seen some of that happen already this weekend, and maybe we'll see it today.
So we were talking about Indy 500 winners competing in Trans Am and vice versa. Let's talk about Brickyard 400 winners competing in Trans Am. There's one guy lined up just a couple of rows behind us in the field who knows what it's like to kneel down and kiss that yard of bricks at the end of NASCAR's Brickyard 400. That's two-time Trans Am champion Paul Menard, who together with his family were able to have that iconic celebration here a number of years ago after his great victory here at the Speedway. Now, Paul's just back here a little bit. What do you say we wander on back and talk to him some about what it means to race and to win here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway? Here he is. He's lined up on the inside of row number 2, pursuing a third straight Trans Am champion. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey, Paul, we're lined up here on this, this iconic speedway, somewhere where you had probably your ultimate victory in motorsports. Tell us about how you won that Brickyard 400.
Well, I keep thinking back of who called that race. It was you two, and I've watched it a couple of times since the end, and I've been coming here since I was a little kid, 3-4 years old, and spent so much time in the garage and getting sneaked in, bypassing the yellow shirts as a 5-year-old, and I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but they know the deal. So historic. Every time I go through that turn 1-2 tunnel, you get goosebumps. We kicked the bricks once. We want to do it again for 3GT. We've been struggling a little bit this weekend, but we've made some changes this morning and hoping for the best. Yeah, nothing like a little motivation to be able to kneel down and kiss those bricks again. Like you said, once you've kissed them, you want to do it again. So I'm sure you're ready to do that today. It's a little more cloudy today. When at the end of July when we kissed them, I actually burned my lips. I had blisters on my lips, and it was well worth it.
Well, good luck today, Paul.
All right, thank you.
Paul Menard, two-time Trans Am champion, lined up inside of row number 2 in this beautiful 3GT Racing Ford Mustang. So let's look a little farther back. Time for our next-gen driver spotlight now. We'll talk about John DeGainer for a minute. Michigan driver who started racing in vintage racing. Last season, within this Trans Am Series, won the GT1 Challenge, and now this year has moved up to a full-blown Trans Am car. Our Nate Dreyer is with John DeGainer now.
John DeGainer and the family and the team are here on Father's Day.
Yes, thank you, Nate.
What a year it's been for you guys. I mean, you're a multiple-time champion in SVRA, the GT1 champion in the past, but making the move to Trans Am this year, what has it been like to get behind the wheel of one of these machines?
So it's an interesting change to go from what was a vintage car to a modern car. And part of this was an opportunity for me to learn how do I stack up. This is only the second race with the car. So there's been a lot of learning this weekend, and we've had some shortened sessions. So my race today is all about learning and how do I get a little bit better every lap. But it's fantastic to be able to run with the pros here and to learn a lot and to be on the grid with guys like Boris and Chris Dyson and Paul Menard.
Exactly. What are some of the things about your race car that you like and that you worked on overnight and hoping that you find for the race today?
So we actually exceeded our expectations in qualification yesterday, but realized, hey, there's some things we need to do to make sure that the tires last for the entire session. So we made some changes to make sure that we can last for an entire 75 minutes or 42 laps, and we're excited about what we have going forward.
All right, good luck today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
John DeGainer, Alan.
All right, Nate, thank you. Everybody on the grid here is excited, and it's a crowded grid, by the way. They're excited because they're racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The green flag flies for the Trans Am Series by Pirelli here at Indy in just a little bit.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
My name is Ken Twaits, and you're watching Trans Am on Racing America.
Back live on the grid at the famed Brickyard, getting ready for the Trans Am Series by Pirelli on the Speedway's Grand Prix course. So we're down in the middle of the grid, and this is David Pintaric's car. It's got a couple Band-Aids on it. Believe me, this is miles ahead of where it was about 24 hours ago when David was involved in a serious crash here, but he's ready to go on the grid. It's been a journey over the last day.
Car got a little loose on the tail end. It pitched right and then pitched left right into the wall just as I entered the brake zone. So it was doing about 173 mile an hour when this first started. I didn't hit the wall head on at that speed. It was a glancing blow, but it could have been bad. It could have been bad, but I was fortunate enough. I got pictures from photographer. The rear wheels were up about 3 feet in the air from the incident and all that stuff. So the car's pretty mangled. The crew came up to me afterwards after they dissected what happened, and they acknowledged they made an error. And one of my favorite sayings is that even Tom Brady throws interceptions once in a while. The best of us make mistakes. Drivers make errors, crew make errors, and you got to own up to it, and they did. And to their credit, they're at it really hard. They're gonna get the car fixed, and we're gonna make the race tomorrow. And it's very humbling to see the effort they're putting into it. It's even more humbling. We've got people from outside the team that are coming from Akron, Ohio, with parts for us. When people are willing to help somebody else out like that, when it's you, it brings tears to my eyes. But so I've got my work cut out for me, because now I'm not only doing this for myself, I'm doing it for so many other people.
And here we are with David Pintaric and his crew chief, Matt. Amazing job how y'all fixed this car. You know, just 24 hours ago, you hit the wall at probably the fastest part of this racetrack. Yeah, first off, how are you?
I'm doing great. I've been hit harder by people than that. Yeah, I'm fine. That's the benefit of staying in shape. But we were doing 173 when I hit the brake zone, and it wasn't 173 hit the wall, probably about 140, 130 or something like that. But yeah, we survived.
But it looks like they did a really good job on the car. I came over to see you yesterday. It looked like it was iffy whether you would get it fixed, but I got to give you credit. You guys dug in, and look you got the car on the grid. It looks pretty good.
I don't know about looks, but our crew's awesome. We were unsure if we could do it. We knew we'd get kicked out of the garage at 7:30 or something, and we're like, well, let's take it to the hauler, and we'll do as long as we need to do. And 2 a.m., we had 90% done, confident we could get it today, make a hard ship lap, didn't fall apart. I think we're ready to go.
Well, I'm sure you made your whole team proud getting this car on the grid. And, David, I'm sure you're going to give it a big run to the front today.
Absolutely. I owe it to them now.
Okay.
Have fun today.
Thanks, guys.
All right, now here comes the fun part of doing a live show during the grid walk. You get traffic on the racetrack. We get traffic on the grid walk, too. Let's see. Let's talk about some people that are back here for the first time. There's Kaylee Bryson back in the field today, getting ready to go. Hello, Kaylee. And let's walk through here and find another driver who's back on the grid. There we are. Signing autographs for the fans. Welcome back, two-time Trans Am champion Amy Ruman. Last October, Amy suffered a very severe leg injury, required a couple of surgeries. You're carrying a lot of extra hardware. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. What's it like to be back behind the wheel of a car?
It feels like being back at home. I'll tell you, I miss being here, and I couldn't be happier to be back. We're going to try things out today and see how it goes. I got to thank my guys and everybody for getting the car ready, and Eric for getting the paint all ready to go, so we're back in the show, and I couldn't be happier. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, and glad to be back.
You and your family have been fixtures on this grid for 30 years. Was it hard to be home watching some of these races go on without you the first half of this year?
I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever missed but maybe one or two races, one during COVID because I had COVID. But in this whole time span, we've been a fixture here, like you said, and it was weird to be at home to watch it on TV, and I really missed it, but I had a lot of well wishes from everybody, and I really appreciate the fans and all the competitors reaching out and the staff. Trans Am is a family, and I'm proud to be here and proud to be part of it.
Good luck today. Great to see you on the grid.
Thanks.
Amy Ruman, two-time Trans Am champion, back with us for the first time in 2026. So we're getting ready to go here at Indianapolis, and there are a lot of questions to be answered. Can Amy win under a return back? There's one of them. Can anyone stop Matthew Brabham today, winner of 4 races this season? And what exactly does a brick taste like when you kiss it? Those questions and more live from Indianapolis next.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one. Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Welcome back to Indianapolis here on Racing America. Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. We're counting down to the green flag, and at the front of the grid, Martin Ragginger has had a terrific weekend, starting outside of the front row. The speed was there in qualifying. Seems like the car's been good all weekend long. Think it can translate to the race? Can you give Brabham a fight?
Well, first of all, God bless that we are here. It's such a wonderful racetrack, Indianapolis. And yeah, I have to say we definitely have a good race pace. My team, Claudio Pertin and top liner crew, we made the car since day one in Sebring to now much better. And yeah, we definitely give it a shot now, see how far we came with our improvements, and there's still a long way to go. And I hope you guys will have an exciting race.
All right, we hope so too. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Martin Ragginger. Let's take a step back on the grid here as we get to the front. Cole Moore, quite the story. The guys in the booth will talk about the month or so it's been for him, but a terrific qualifying effort for the 89 team, the top TA Cup car that is mixed right up with some of the other top Trans Am machines. Paul Menard we talked to a little bit earlier on as well on the third row of the grid. Talk a little bit about a family affair. The Dysons are here. Chris and Rob and the family have been taking a picture, and we've seen that car looking to find a lot more speed, and maybe has done that after a top 5 finish last time out in the first race of the year for Chris Dyson. The front of the grid is going to be absolutely stacked. We know that. Everybody, though, chasing Matthew Brabham again. He was 0.8 of a second faster in qualifying, and I tell you what, how about we hear from the guy that's been leading the points and dominating this 2026 Trans Am season.
So Trans Am is back at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and if there ever is a guy that has a little bit extra juice going into this weekend right here, it's you. And you are the reigning winner at this racetrack for the Trans Am Series back in 2023. What's it feel like to be back here?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, the track is awesome. A local track for me. I live here in town, and just so much history. I mean, it's one of those tracks where you walk in, and even if there's no one in the stands, you know, like on a practice day today, you can still feel the atmosphere of like what it would be like on an Indy 500 weekend. And yeah, I mean, the history of the museum. I mean, it's your hair stands up on your skin when you walk in here and you come underneath the tunnel. So it's great to be back.
What is your earliest memory at this racetrack?
My earliest memory is when I was growing up. My grandfather would come here all the time, and he would come back to Australia and tell me all about it. And so I had all these little logos and pins from the Indianapolis 500, and I would play with them growing up in Australia, having like a race pin to get into a racetrack. And I thought that it must be like really old school, and that was my first impression as a kid. And then hearing all the stories. But my first time at the racetrack here was when I came over in 2012, and I was racing here full time. So it was just, and then yeah, being a part of the whole event was crazy.
Now, 10 years ago, the 2016 Indy 500, your debut. Walk me through that morning. Obviously the cannons going off, and then just everyone entering the garage, the morning. What was that moment like for you?
It was, to be honest, it was all a blur to me, because there's just so much, like there's practice, and then as soon as you get out of the car, you're running and doing media, and there's just so much things to do as a driver in the lead up that you're just like on autopilot almost, because you're trying to think about the race, but then you've got hundreds of fans and things you're signing and people coming up and media events. There's a lot of media involved. Like I remember we drove down and did the whole media week before the race, and you're just like, I was exhausted almost. Like it was a blur, and then all of a sudden you're in the car and it's starting the race, and it just all went by so quick. But I mean, the whole thing was surreal.
It's been you versus Menard. Obviously, when you come to a track like this means a lot to you, but it also means a lot to Paul Menard. Yeah. He won here in the NASCAR Cup Series for Richard Childress Racing, so he's won here, a lot of history for him. Is a little battle between you guys here. I know you guys have battled out a lot this season, but especially this weekend, have you kind of conversed a little bit here about that?
There's definitely an effect that this place has on you when you win here. So I've won here, but not the level that he's won at. So, I've won Indy Lights here, the Trans Am. Menard definitely knows what it means to win here, and so he's going to be way more into it this weekend, I think, than other weekends.
Last thing, I know we mentioned a little bit about the NASCAR stuff with Menard. Is that something that could potentially that you want to move into down the road, or?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I've raced everything out there almost, except Formula One, and I've done a little bit of NASCAR stuff in the lower levels with K&N and West when it was way back in the day. And driving these Trans Ams so much recently, I know that I could get into a NASCAR and kill everyone on a road course. I know for sure, because I grew up racing with Shane Van Gisbergen and Scott and all the guys that come over. I know the level they're at, I know the level I'm at, and I know for sure that I could jump in a NASCAR. But the ovals are difficult, right? But it's just tough. I mean, I think I'm starting to get towards that crest of my career. I'm 32 years old. I'm still young, but I would race anything. I'm one of those guys that says yes to everything.
All right. Hey, best of luck here this weekend. Thank you for your time.
No worries. Cheers.
And back at Indianapolis, from the guy that's well on his way, it would appear, to winning this year's championship, to a former champion of the Trans Am Series, Boris Said, who's made the jump from being in our broadcast booth a couple weeks ago back in the race car. How has it been getting back in one of these powerful, nasty Trans Am machines?
It's fun. I mean, Trans Am's always said one of my favorite series, and this Householder Dodge is a great car, and Poncho and I have been doing this for a long time. I'm a little rusty. I haven't driven in over a year, but anytime you can come to this place, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I mean, there's just, out of all the tracks I've raced all around the world, when you're here standing on this front straightaway thinking about the history and the people that have been here, the Rick Mears, the A.J. Foyts, it kind of makes the hair on your arm stand up. So even if you're in a fast car or slow car, just being here is pretty exciting.
We hear all the time how technical this racetrack is, high grip track in a lot of ways. How much is that elevated in a car that's got 900 horsepower and just, zero nannies on it, essentially, like one of these?
Well, I mean, it's got long straightaways here, too. I mean, it's different going backwards up the front straightaway from when I ran NASCAR here, but you got to have everything in racing. You got to get up the straightaway and you got to go through the corners. But for a roval course inside an oval, it's exciting and it's fun.
This weekend, tell us about where your race car has been at. What are you and the team working on? What do you think you found heading into the race to try to move up a couple spots and continue to learn?
Well, we're in a little bit of trouble. I mean, 2 years ago, Paul Menard was driving this car, and it was 10 miles an hour faster up the straightaway. And we've been chasing a little gremlin, and we couldn't really find anything. So I don't know how competitive we'll be, but it's a long race. I'm going to give it 100%. We're going to race like we always do, wide open, and see where the chips fall at the end.
Good luck today.
Thanks.
Boris Said getting ready to go with more action from Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Racing America. We'll be back on their side of this.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
The racing capital of the world, indeed. Indianapolis Motor Speedway set today to host the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. It's round 6 of 12 in this 2026 season, to be conducted today on the Speedway's 14-turn Grand Prix course. This beautiful layout that was built in 2000 inside of the oval. It's been around since 1909, and it's quite a challenge for these drivers and teams. We'll talk more about the difference between top and bottom speed and some of the particular hot spots on this racetrack in just a little bit. Championship standings coming into today's race as we hit the halfway point of the season. Well, Matthew Brabham has done almost all of the winning, but if Paul Menard wasn't winning like he did at Lime Rock last round, he's finished second to Brabham. So the championship standings are actually super close.
That's a lot tighter than you would think. You think Matthew Brabham has just dominated, but Paul has held him really honest. He's been right there every week. Talking to the team, they're doing everything they can to just increase and elevate their performance every event and see if they can get up there and compete for the win. This might be the day.
And we have different classes racing within the overall race today. In the TA Cup class, we'll talk more about what that is in just a minute. The championship is even tighter, like a single point between the top two as we hit the halfway point of this season. Let's talk about the weather for just a second. All weekend long, everybody's been worried about this big weather front that's coming through. It looks like for now, it's at least the worst of it's going to hold off till later tonight here in Indianapolis. Will we see a sprinkle or two in the later moments of this race? Possible.
Yep, it does look like it's clouding up a little bit, but like you said, it's not bad right now. Actually, the track conditions couldn't be much better than they are for the start of this one.
And so we hope for a dry race today. We expect a dry race, but be prepared just in case, because again, there is a system coming this way, and its timing was originally not favorable to this race, but it's gotten better and better over the last 24 hours or so. So clearing away the fan walk down on the grid, drivers getting ready to form up with their teams and cars, and we'll have the opening ceremony, and then we'll get ready for the start of today's 100-mile sprint here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Trans Am Series by Pirelli. You see our beautiful field of cars, 28 strong, all lined up and ready to go down trackside. This race course is a challenging one for the drivers and teams because it's got some really tight, I call them the twisty bits, technical sections of the infield course, and then these super high-speed straightaways, two of them, where the braking comes into play, and it's really easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, it really tests the car, the team, the engineers to get the best compromise for the setup between the high-speed, high-braking, sweeping corners to the slow-speed stuff and the switchbacks back and forth. And so, and you pick up a little bit of banking in a couple of spots of this course. So there's all these things that go into the recipe of a really good winning setup.
And if you're new to Trans Am racing, these are sprints. They're 100 miles. If you make a pit stop, it's an unscheduled one. But that means, as a driver behind the wheel, when you've got a 900 horsepower engine under the hood, you have to manage the grind on those tires, both under acceleration and under braking. Plus, as the fuel burns off, the handling of the car changes. It's a lot to ask for these drivers to undertake, and that's the challenge of what they're going to do here for the next hour or so.
They don't have any technical aids, but they've got massive tires. I'm telling you, look at the rear tires on these things, and it's really incredible how much grip they make. And talking to the drivers, like Paul Menard's a good friend of mine, he says you just cannot believe what it feels like in the seat of the pants, how these cars handle and how they accelerate.
Accelerating on those Pirelli tires with that big 900 horsepower engine under the hood. It's a kick in the pants for sure, and it's exciting to watch. It's pure, few rules, high horsepower. Let's see what you can do racing, and it's going to be great to see here on this challenging Indianapolis Motor Speedway course. So down trackside, they're gathering everybody up for the opening ceremony. And let's go trackside now and join in.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention. Please rise and remove your hats, gentlemen, as we begin with today's first, the invocation from Road Race Ministries, Marvin Gray.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, on this Father's Day, we are thankful that you are our Father. And Lord, we pray today our special blessings on all the fathers and all those who would desire to be fathers, all those men. We pray a special blessing on them this Father's Day. And now we ask that you would bless and protect our troops, our safety forces, and all those that are protecting us. And now for those that are here, protect the drivers, the crew, the officials, the workers, each and every one who's part of putting on the event today. We thank you for all you do. And our fans, thank you, fans. We appreciate you being here with us and supporting us. And Lord, now we pray for a just end to the war in Ukraine, and we pray that you would bring peace throughout the world, your precious peace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Marvin. Now, for the presentation of today's national anthem, please remain standing. It's Natalie Cottrell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Excellent job. Thank you.
Well done, and we're almost ready to go racing at Indianapolis. The drivers will climb in, get buckled up, and in just a couple of minutes, the command to start engines will be given, and we'll go green at the most famous race course in the world.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
The key to winning at Indy is trying not to get too hot.
Brakes. Got to keep your brakes underneath you.
Straightaways really ride, so probably just blocking and trying to make your car as wide as possible.
Probably getting onto the oval right and using the draft.
There's a lot of passing opportunities.
You got to know some of the shortcuts you can take on track and where you can kind of gain an advantage on the car ahead of you.
So Indianapolis is its own beast. It changes so much with weather, with the sun's in, the sun's out.
Being able to turn without too much wing in the car.
Smooth, fast, hit your marks. Go up the banking, use the banking to help you slow down and come down, and you speed up off the banking.
Key of winning at Indy is setup.
Having a good car setup.
Being able to tie together the multiple corners.
Indy's an interesting track because there's a lot of passing opportunities, and it's a simple, but it's also a pretty complex track.
Indy is so cool because everyone wants to race there.
It's the best roval in the country.
The bumps.
Well, it's a roval. There's no other rovals on the schedule.
I'd probably say like the history of it. Like there's definitely a lot behind it, and it's just like really meaningful.
I mean, the Indy 500's there. It's got so much history. I mean, the museum, it's one of the coolest places you can go.
Knowing that the Indy 500 goes there, the bricks are there.
It's just the greatest racetrack in the world.
Just the history.
There's so many big names that have gone through there, the bricks, the museum.
You know, it's a NASCAR track, it's an IndyCar track, it's a little bit of everything.
Seeing all of your favorite race car drivers drive there.
How many great racers have been there, and obviously the Indy 500's there, so I think it's just like a bucket list place for any racer.
Some of the thoughts of competitors getting ready to go, some who've already raced today and some getting ready to go now in the Trans Am Series by Pirelli, about what it's going to take to win at Indianapolis. You were with a NASCAR team when they competed on the road course here. It's not an easy thing.
No, it is not easy, and it really does put a spotlight on the driver and the talent that he has, and able to handle a lot of different situations, tire wear, and the grip goes away because you got a lot of grip to start with, and then you got these high braking zones. You got to be able to manage the brakes, so it's a lot to do for a driver. It presents a whole lot different challenge than the oval, and both of them are frankly very challenging, but this one probably a little more.
And of course, the risk-reward factor that comes involved in every race, turn 1, lap 1, turn 7, lap 1, opportunity to maybe gain some spots quickly, opportunity to end your race before it starts.
Yep, we'll see some people here maybe try to take advantage of one of their competitors in some of these situations. There's a lot of passing zones on this racetrack. Probably the best one, though, the most opportunistic one, is turn 1 after a restart or the start of the race when they're double file. So we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled for this first turn as they head in there.
So you see this beautiful field of cars all lined up, ready to go. Drivers are buckled in. Window nets are up. And we are ready to go racing at Indianapolis with the Trans Am Series by Pirelli. Let's go trackside.
And now, to present the most famous words in all of motorsports, our Grand Marshal, motorsport legend, Trans Am veteran, and a 7-time starter of the Indianapolis 500, Lyn St. James.
At Indianapolis Motor Speedway, drivers, start your engines!
Love it. And we'll hear from Lyn St. James, who's going to come up and visit with us during our telecast here as the race gets underway.
That'll be a treat.
Yes, it will. And it's a lot of fun. Had a chance to talk with Lyn a little bit earlier today, and look forward to sharing some of that conversation on the air with everybody. So we're ready to go as this field gets set to rumble out onto the Indianapolis Speedway. Again, 28 strong today in the 6th round of the season. This is just the 5th race for the Trans Am Series here at Indianapolis. So it's a precious thing for these drivers and teams to get set to compete here. The first race was June 18, 2017. Ernie Francis Jr. won that race. The series raced here again in 2018 and 19. Then there was a gap. They came back in 2023. And the last race was won by Matty Brabham, who starts on pole today. Chris Dyson, who's in the field, won in 2019. And the field rolls. Let's take a look at what makes up our road course here. 2.4 miles is the 14-turn layout. The Speedway opened in 1909. The Grand Prix course was built in 2000. And again, this is the 5th time for the Trans Am Series by Pirelli to compete on this very hallowed circuit.
Just under 2.5 miles, so 100-mile race here, just over 40 laps, 42 laps.
Let's say take a look around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway course and show you what the drivers and teams are facing today and what some of the key spots on the race course will be.
It's got a good aerial view here as you come to the start-finish line to start a lap here at this track. You can see the grandstands. You kind of get a sense here on what it feels like to be down in that narrow valley as you head off into turn 1 at 180 miles an hour for these cars. You got to get it slowed down to 48 miles an hour to make that hard right-hand turn, and then these switchback corners of 3, 4, 5, and 6, which will then put you on the back straightaway, the interior straightaway, really fast as well, down into turn 7 with a 90-degree left-hand turn. You got some S's right here, pretty technical, but you got a lot of curbing that guys will use, and it shoots you back onto the racetrack, onto the oval with some banking, and down into turn 12. That's a pretty exciting corner. 13 is fairly technical, but 14, the most important turn on this track to carry the speed all the way down that long front straightaway.
14 turns around, 2.49 miles a lap here at Indianapolis. And again, high speeds, heavy braking, and some challenging technical parts as well. So there are several races within the race in Trans Am competition, from the full-blown 900 horsepower Trans Am car on down through the GT entry-level car. They kind of have decreasing driver aids as you step down up in these classes, from the Grand Touring to SGT to XGT. Decreasing driver aids and increasing horsepower. Driver required to do more with more in each one. The TA Cup, new for this year on the national scale. These are a stock chassis from Chris Evans Race Cars with a Cup engine in it, and they haul the mail as well.
They are not restricted in any way. They make a ton of power, and they'll run down the straightaway with the full-blown Trans Am cars.
So we'll see all of those different types of cars, except the XGT in the field today. We don't have any entries from the XGT here this weekend at Indianapolis. So field completes the first of their 2 parade and pace laps that they'll make before the start of today's race. And a look at the starting lineup with Matthew Brabham continuing on the roll that he's been on. Driver's won all but one race this year. He won another pole again, but he's got Martin Raginger, the Austrian, driving for Burton Motorsports, and Paul Menard, second in the championship, former Brickyard 400 winner, in third. Cole Moore leads the TA Cup cars. He qualified 4th overall. I'll tell you how fast those cars are, with Chris Dyson, former winner here, in 5th. You look at the rest of the top 10 filled out by Boris Said, top 10 all time in Trans Am wins. He came back behind the wheel because he said it's Indianapolis.
That's right. And then they got Amy Ruman making her comeback here in 12th, and Kaylee Bryson in the 02 car for the first time this year.
David Pintaric's repaired car we told you about on our pre-race show. The Goforth's father and son in GT1 cars racing in that class. And Chris Coffey, the perennial front runner in SGT, crashed his Ferrari in practice here on Friday. This is a backup Maserati that he's driving in the race today.
That's the worst that can happen.
I'm telling you. And the rest of our starters, Adrian Blachowski, the TA2 Series star, making a rare start in the GT category in this Indianapolis race. Tell you how important it is to be in the field at Indy. Some guys want to do it twice in a day.
He's going to get his money's worth today, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Our pole sitter, Matthew Brabham's got an onboard camera. The Jim Soda camera. There's Boris Said. carrying our, hey, we want to watch Boris work on board.
I'm so glad we've got a camera in this car. Boris, I'll tell you, he gives it 100% every lap. You don't have to worry about that part. If you make the car fast enough, he'll be there.
Tommy Dreese in the Trent Shoring car with the onboard camera for us today. As the field now bunches up behind the safety car in the final couple of corners of the track. Pace car will head off at pit entry. That is, in fact, on the pit road. And the field in the hands of Matthew Brabham and Martin Raginger. Side by side on the front row. Ford and Chevrolet. Dyson Racing and Burton Racing. Two of the prominent teams all time in Trans Am competition. 100 miles, 42 laps the distance. And a chance to win at Indianapolis is at stake. The green is out. And we're racing at the Brickyard. Paul Menard with a good start. He's gotten up to the inside of Raginger for second as they hit the brake zone for one. Look at Boris Said in the neon car. Go for some spots.
You made it work somehow. I didn't know if that was going to work out. Really felt like Menard had the inside line there, would be able to take that spot, but not able to hold on a second.
Problem with having the inside line in turn one is it's the outside line for turn two.
Yeah, you got to make it work quick.
And then the inside line again for turn three, so it's tough. No track limits on that white line. Anything goes off the turn as long as you make it inside that curve right there at the end of Holman Boulevard.
You cannot shortcut turn 7. If you go on the inside of the curve, it's a penalty. But the rest of the track is pretty well open. You see, they use all of the curbing in most of these corners. I mean, they'll put the whole car on it.
Absolutely. So now around turn number 11 up to the braking zone at the south end of the racetrack. Turn 12. And then the left-right 13 and 14. Full on the power off of 14 up onto the main straightaway of the Indianapolis Oval. So Matthew Brabham leads lap 1. Martin Raginger is second. Paul Menard is third. Cole Moore is fourth. Chris Dyson fifth. Tommy Dreese slots in sixth. Jim Guthrie seventh. Ken Sutherland is eighth. Boris Said to ninth. And John DeGainer runs 10th. Oh, Boris has got a problem. Into the wall, it looks like. Or something has cut down a tire on that left front of the number 2 car.
Doesn't look like any damage, but he's definitely got a tire down. I don't know if he can make it all the way around this 2.5 mile track.
Yeah, that's a bad spot to have a problem. Just past the pit entry, and now he's got to limp that thing all the way around.
It's going to be hard for that tire tread to stay on the car all the way around there.
Yeah.
Paul Menard now pressuring Raginger. You know, Martin Raginger has had a really good, weekend. He's been tops of some of the sessions in practice. Really showed up well in qualifying on the front road.
This is the second generation of the Burton chassis. The team decided to design its own chassis, went through version 1. This is the second version of it. After they started the season with it at Sebring, they went out and did a few days of testing and did some development work on the car. So they feel more confident of their pace and their ability to compete for the win here as Raginger runs just behind the leader Brabham and continues to hold off Paul Menard.
Yeah, that development work they've done is definitely showing up here. Now, will it hold up for the whole 100 miles? That's going to be the key to it.
Raginger, the 38-year-old from Austria, longtime associate and driver for Claudio Burton and his team. As you look back now through some of the field coming through the turn 5-6 complex, a couple laps into the race. Keep an eye on Boris Said's car and see if he makes it back around to the pit lane also. Or if he ends up
he finally made it down.
Yep.
Pit stops are not planned in this series. Now we got some debris. That may bring out a yellow where that is.
That is probably from Boris's car.
Looks like an inner fender panel, possibly.
Yep. And you see the red and yellow striped flag. That's a surface flag. So notify the drivers that there's something on the surface and the caution comes out.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
So full course yellow for that debris in the brake zone at turn 1, right smack in the middle of the racing groove.
Unfortunately, Boris Said went a lap down while they're trying to change the left front tire and any other damage that caused. And, you know, they don't have professional pit crews. They don't plan on making pit stops here. That's Pancho Weaver you saw with the jack. That's the owner. He does a lot of the work, most of it.
Certainly a project.
He's rolling now.
Certainly a project of passion for.
Well, we've got another one around.
That is the 86 car of David Kunicki, and that's on the south end, what would be the short chute of the oval. And has he made contact with the barrier? That's just at turn number 12. So full course caution out. Someone's hit that debris also. You see it moved around.
That might be why he's sitting over there with the flat tire.
So full course yellow at the Speedway, just a few laps into our Trans Am Series by Pirelli race. It is Matt Brabham who's leading. Well, it's the pace car who's leading for the moment. We'll take a break and we'll come back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the restart in just a minute.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts deliver strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere, on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
And Racing America is live at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with round 6 of the Trans Am Series by Pirelli. Under caution for a couple of separate things. A piece of debris in turn 1 after Boris Said had a problem on the opening lap. And then David Kunicki's car in TA Cup getting spun around, and it still sits over in turn number 12. Nate Dryer's made his way down to Boris Said's pit to see if he can find out what happened.
Yeah, team owner and crew chief Pancho Weaver able to chat with us here, take us through what the issue was for Boris and what you guys were able to do to fix it.
It's a little hard to hear, but it looked like a TAC driver got into our left front, took off the valve core, and of course the tire went flat. So it looked like a clean start in the beginning, but just a little bit down the road, it ended up not in our favor.
Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for talking. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Guys, back up to you. That's the story. I'm Boris Said.
All right, Nate, thanks. We saw Boris. Won't be pleasing to them to get hit by another car.
No, and we saw at the start of the race he was pretty bold making that move on the inside, and we thought that's a good chance to maybe cut a tire, but it was clean. They never touched.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he must have hit another car somewhere.
All right, so they continue to clean up David Kunicki's car and clean up the debris down in turn number 1 as well. And whatever the issue was that put Kadicki sitting backwards over there, the 63-year-old from British Columbia in his Dodge Challenger, runs the Trans Am Western Series, is finding his long tow to Indianapolis to be a difficult one for sure.
Well, I guess the good news is there's not a lot of damage to the car that's visible. Not sure why it's sitting there and won't move, but yeah, the record's going to pick him up.
It is a pleasure, and I mean a pleasure, to be joined in the booth by our Grand Marshal for today, Lyn St. James, Motorsports of America Hall of Famer. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was super to be announced. That was announced at Long Beach this year, and I know it took you by surprise.
Totally. I mean, never in my lifetime forget that, you know. So, yeah, I was totally blindsided and honored, and I'm still kind of not sure that really happened. Was that like a dream or something, you know? When your peers honor you like that, it doesn't get any better than that. So that's just huge.
Super fun. So fun to have you here because Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Trans Am played a big part in your life. Let's start with the Trans Am first. You raced at a super competitive time in this series. Spent some time behind the wheel of those ultra fast Roush team cars back then. A memory from Trans Am and what competing here was like for you.
Well, we didn't compete here, but, you know, Trans Am is where I feel like I cut my teeth as a race car driver.
Yeah.
You know, I did SCCA and tried to get experience and, you know, develop some skills. And then, you know, IMSA was kind of what I did in the beginning in the Kelly American Challenge Series, but then I had this opportunity to do Trans Am, and it was, I mean, I know everybody may say that whenever they raced, it was the best era, you know, but, but I mean, the 80s in Trans Am, all of the OEMs were there, the top level, you know, David Hobbs, you know, Willie T. Ribbs, Scott Pruitt, Tom Gloy. I mean, I could go on and on, the competitors, you know, Jack Baldwin. I mean, some of them I knew from IMSA, but it is called, you get down and you get ready and you go. I mean, you know, endurance racing, which is what I loved, and I really did some of that as well. But that's all strategy and, you know, pit stops and taking care of the car. I mean, so you get something, you learn something from every type of racing you do. And in endurance racing, you learn how to take care of the car because it's got to go the distance. You also learn that while you're doing that, you can actually go fast and hit the numbers, you know? You're not really going slow, but you're taking care of the car. There's a different mindset. Trans Am, you don't give a what about the car. Go. You know, you go. You've got to keep the wheels under you. You've got to, you know, keep tire management was critical, but I always had this sort of get the driver warmed up, get the tires warmed up, get the brakes warmed up, get the engine warmed up, you know, take a couple of laps to get everything warmed up. Not in Trans Am. I mean, I just had to get with the program, and I learned aggressive driving a lot more so. I learned, I just learned a lot, you know, and it was war out there. I mean, because it wasn't just war from a competitive drivers, but it was Chevy against Ford, and then the Audis showed up with all-wheel drive, you know. I mean, it was insane, to be honest, and it was awesome. And I love it that now in the 60th celebration of this, that it's still very much like that. It's not quite as much OEM involved, even though there's some support, but it's still, these are hardcore racers out there fighting. This is war. Yeah. This is war.
These are some mean race cars that these drivers, men and women, are out there wheeling for sure. So Trans Am gave you the skills, helped form the skills that led you to Indianapolis. And I know anytime you walk in the gates here, just got to be a warm feeling come over you, because what this place meant to you in your life and what you've meant to it almost can't be described.
Well, it does change your life. I mean, I came here for many years as a fan. I came here in 1966, first time as a fan. I sat out there in turn 1. Yep. Came with the guys from the gas station. We drove over here from Ohio with my mom as chaperone, which they weren't excited about, but that was the only way she'd let me go. And, you know, but I never said, oh, I'm going to do this. It was just, this is like amazing, you know. And then fast forward, I actually then start racing in SCCA, as I said, but I never, ever, ever envisioned that I would ever race here. I mean, when Janet Guthrie did it in the 70s, I watched her. I was racing in SCCA in a Pinto and then in a Vega, you know. Yeah. I just didn't translate. And not only that, I have to honestly say, you know, she didn't look like she was having a lot of fun. And it was like, those guys don't want her there. When I was racing at that time, I was having a blast, you know, and I had competitors that kind of liked the fact that I was around. I mean, I had friends, because you go sometimes, you go for the racing and for the cars, but you come back because of the people. And then I came back many years as a fan here, you know, and my son was racing Trans Am, which we were then in Lime Rock, and we'd have to watch it on TV.
Yep.
But to come here, I mean, Dick Simon is the man that gave me that opportunity. You know, all I wanted to do was drive an Indy car. I just wanted to drive the perfect race car. And so finally Dick called me and said, you want to drive an Indy car, be at Memphis tomorrow, literally. And I got to Memphis, and that car, I just fell in love with that car. It was like it does everything you tell it to do, it even if you just think about it. You haven't told it yet. You know, if you say, I got to turn here, it starts to turn. You know, it was so positive and I did well. Actually, found out I did fairly well. Took the whole day to do it, but I did get. And Dick said to me at the end of the day, he said, we can do this. He didn't say you can do this. He said, we can do this. And so that changed, that the light bulb went off. Yeah, maybe, you know. And so 4 years later, and 150 companies that said no. And JCPenney was the 151st company that said yes. The next thing I know, I'm racing here, and I got to be here. And I tell it, people, it was like Christmas every day. Yeah. You know, I would drive through that tunnel and come in whether we were going out that day or not. So, you know, there's nothing like being at Indy and racing at Indy.
All right, let's watch this start here, and then I want to ask you about what you're up to today, which is very important as well. Paul Menard down on the inside here, trying to get that second spot from Raginger behind. Well, Chris Dyson is outside of Menard.
You've got to protect the inside. I was telling some of the drivers that today. You can't always take it, but you got to protect it.
I just wait on this race course. That first turn after the start or restart is always, you just hold your breath and see if everybody's going to come out the other side.
Right. It's disasters on the on the edge, or maybe not.
Yeah. So they have it sorted out here, headed down to turn number 7. Women in Motorsports North America, an organization you founded and continue to be much of the leadership, the public-facing leader of. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, I co-founded it with Beth Beretta, and I didn't know, we had no idea that this was actually going to happen. It was during COVID, and we started having these Zoom calls with people that we knew were on the same page of wanting to see more women successful in motorsports. And then those 40 people that on monthly Zoom calls got narrowed down a little bit, and next thing I know, we got to get this, we got to get our stuff together. So we then started an organization. And, you know, it's all about timing. I mean, you know, the time was right. The sport, and this is my theory, and I may be totally wrong, but during COVID, it gave everybody a chance to do a reset, to think about maybe what's really important. And I think it opened some minds about our sport and how our sport could grow. And we were there at the right time, explaining and sharing that there were a lot of women who are already in this industry, but that we could bring a lot more, and that's how it's going to grow. And so it's resonated with people. It's been a blast. I had no idea that it would be. I had no idea. I had no idea I'd be working this hard now.
I was going to say, yeah, you had no idea it'd be this much work, right? Yeah.
Well, you have a great board. You know, Allison McLaughlin, who works here at the Speedway, is the chair of our governance committee. So we have many great board members. And C.J. Sisson has been our executive director and has really launched us in a huge way. I mean, you know, she's a go-getter and has done a fantastic job. So I just now am more on this, you know, just cheering everybody on, you know.
Well, Lyn, it's been an honor to be able to stand in this booth beside of you. You're definitely a hero to a lot of people, and you blaze the trail for a lot of young ladies to come into the sport. What do you think about the prospects there? Like Kaylee Bryson's in this race. We saw Lainey Weiss in the race before. This is a great opportunity for them as well.
It is. I mean, and I made sure I talked to all of them. I've been following them, but I had met Kaylee, but I had not met Lainey, and I also have known Amy for a long time, and you know, she really got her done. You know, winning the championship a number of years ago. So, you know, I think there's no longer a question if women can be successful in racing. It's just a matter of how can we get more women be successful in racing. And my goal now, because we have more talent than we've ever that I've seen in my life of watching the sport and being in the sport, is that we have more talent than we've ever had. But there's still something missing. We got to get them on the podium. We got to get them, you know, not just running hard, running solid, And it isn't just money. I mean, there's something, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm picking everybody's brain, Andy. You know, I mean, I'm serious. I don't know what it is, but I'm really dedicated to want to work on it. And I had a great chat with Kaylee and with Laney, and they're like, "Help, tell me." You know, in other words, as long as people are willing to be coached and willing to understand that maybe we don't know what we don't know, so tell me something we don't know.
Talking to Laney, I talked to her on Friday, actually Saturday, at the driver's meeting, and she kind of says the same thing. She's in that process of making that last step, like you said, to get on the podium, and she recognizes that it's going to take a big effort from her. You know, obviously you got to have good cars. I mean, nobody's going to be able to succeed in anything without really the best cars, and so you always try to position yourself to be in that. But at the same time, you've got to always focus on what you can do as a driver, and she recognizes that, and I think you did too, and that's why you were so successful. But it's going to happen. There's just too much talent out here today. We're going to see these young ladies on the podium. I've been a big supporter of women athletes. My daughter played, at a pretty high level, and so I got exposed to that and the level of competition and the competitive heart that women athletes have. And I'm just looking forward to the day, like you said, they can stand on that podium.
We're close. I mean, we really, and Ford, Toyota, Chevy, they're all starting to do it a little differently in their own way, but they are supporting it. But you're right. We got to be in the good equipment. Got to have a team that's totally behind you, a team. And then you, as a driver, need to focus on the things you have control over and that you can do something about. But the one mystery, and I'm going to pump you on this one, is you also have to be part of your competitors are also part of that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't know, and I'm starting to unwind or wind back my career of how did I do that? I mean, I don't have any brothers, I don't have any sisters, but somehow I feel I wanted to be part of them. And I want to make
they need to embrace it as well. I think that's what you're saying is that
they saw that though. You know what I mean? It took time. It took time. But when I see them hovering by themselves or not hanging with the other guys,
Well, and some of that's on the other side too. You got guys that are out here, and I've raced myself a little bit, and against some pretty good female drivers, and it's a thump on the ego, when you get outrun. And I think that's one of the things, like you said, the competitors have to recognize the benefit of mentoring some of these young ladies to get them where they can be confident and feel like they're part of that.
Yeah,
part of the group.
Well, just run clean, goddammit. I mean, just run. I'm sorry, but just they're gonna run hard against it. Bill Elliott told me that. I mean, Bill, back in the '80s. So it's a team sport. It's a game, but it's war, and you got to be part of the war.
And Kaylee Bryson there in that 0-2 car that we were speaking of. We had Amy Ruin on the screen there for a while as well.
How are they doing? Because I lost track of that when I came up here. Bryson's 14.
Amy's running in 11th, and Kaylee's 14.
Yes. Okay.
So, Lyn, always a pleasure.
I'm sorry, I get excited about this.
Listen.
We do too.
Always a pleasure.
Well,
always a treasure.
Thank you.
And it's great to see you.
It's always great to be here. Always great to hear you guys. It's great to have you back.
Well, it's an honor to be standing here with you, Lyn. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll pay more attention going forward now that I know the game of how you're doing this.
That's right.
I couldn't figure out why I didn't hear you over the PA all weekend.
Yeah, we're up here making TV. Lyn St. James, our Grand Marshal for today. Thank you so much, and great to see you as always. And we got one that's off the course. That is the GT car of Derek Carter, and that's at a tough spot.
We'll see he's offline there, but it's still
a tough spot.
Kind of a tough spot.
There's a lot of pavement out here, though. That helps.
There is.
Yeah, but it's in a bad spot.
It's in the wrong spot, though, yeah. All right, okay, I'm going to say bye.
Lyn, thank you.
Thanks, Lyn.
Thank you.
Our Grand Marshal, Lyn St. James. What a treasure. And going into the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America as part of the class of 2027. Look forward to that down in Daytona Beach, Florida, next March. So we remain under the green flag. We've got our race for the lead.
It's actually pretty competitive.
Tantalizingly close.
Yes. I mean, they almost matched lap times last time by, and you can see Raginger has kind of grabbed him back in a little bit at lap after lap and eased away from Paul Menard slightly.
Just there hanging on and pressing. They go by the Derek Carter GT car, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Yeah, that car was in a bad spot.
Yeah, they couldn't leave it there. I mean, it wasn't in an immediate danger zone, but it was going to be a problem.
Yep. So yellow flag number 2 of our race for the 24 car stopped at turn number 11. And it's going to slow the field here with 12 laps complete and 30 to go in our Trans Am round at Indianapolis. So Matthew Brabham leads. Everybody takes a break, and we do too. And we'll come back for the restart in just a minute. We're at Indianapolis with the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Back live at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the Trans Am Series by Pirelli on Racing America. See Derek Carter's car being hooked up to a flat tow where it came to rest over in turn number 11. And that's the reason for our second yellow flag of this race. Reminder to get all your favorite racing action on the Racing America free streaming channel, which you can watch 24/7 on Amazon Prime Video, the Roku channel, and MyFree Direct TV. You get live racing, original content from Trans Am, Grassroots Series. You get NASCAR team content. It's the Racing America channel, your 24/7 racing fix. So with you for round 6 of this 2026 season at Indianapolis today for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. Alan Bestwick, Andy Petrie, Nate Dreyer with you. Let's recap a couple things that have gone on here while we were visiting with our Grand Marshal today. Cole Moore passing Chris Dyson, so puts the young Californian up to 4th overall and the leader in TA Cup. Dyson back to 5th position. We saw Phil Fogg, one of the championship contenders in the TA Cup Series category, on pit road with a grill full of grass on his car, and they got that cleaned out and sent him back on his way. TA Cup new to Trans Am Racing this year, and its season concludes next Sunday in the round at Road America, and the championship is tight. I mean, it might be a single point between the top two starting that round next weekend. Might be. Got a lot of racing still to do today. So let's check downstairs on the pit lane with Nate Dreyer.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. Want to touch on a little bit the conditions. We've talked a lot about where things are at. I can definitely say above me, it's gotten a bit more overcast, and the wind, the breeze has picked up during the course of the race. Something interesting to that end, I'm down with the Brabham and Dyson team. There's a couple other teams that do have rain tires out, but this is the one team that have got a fully stocked amount of rain tires ready. I still don't think we're going to see the rain before the end of the race, but this is one team that is ready. There's a few other teams throughout pit road that have it as well, but the 16 and the 20, both ready if we do get a late rain storm, guys.
Well, Nate, your report made me scamper to my weather apps on my phone. just to be sure nothing's changed since the last we looked at them. I think we're going to be fine for our scheduled race distance today. But you never know. It is the weather after all.
It can always throw a wrench to you there and mess up your whole plan.
Nate also passing on information that Derek Carter had driven through the pits with some rear end damage on his car before it stopped out on the racetrack. So earlier incident leading to trouble. And yeah, those flags are getting a little more.
You got something blowing in.
Standing out. All right, so waiting for the word on potential restart here in just a minute. There's Paul Menard, dropped back to third position, qualified third, staying in third position on the race, and dropped back off the back bumper of Martin Raginger, though, in that last couple of laps before the yellow flag came out.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. You know, we've seen Paul be basically the second best car all year. Raginger, though, like you said, they did some development, some work, and they've got that car pretty fast. He closed the gap there before the yellow on the leader, Brabham.
Sure did. Checking back on some of the other class leaders. You got Cole Moore leading TA Cup, running fourth overall. Jim Guthrie is second in TA Cup. He is seventh. Ken Sutherland is ninth overall. He's third in TA Cup. Got the GT1 leader, Brent Goforth, running 14th overall. SGT leader is Zach Arnold in 17th, and Matthew Butson is the GT leader back in 20th overall, running one of those Howe HR6 cars here this weekend at Indianapolis. So going to be going green next time by is the word from race control, and that'll get us 26 laps to go when we go back under the full green flag condition. Look back through the field. Matthew Brabham, his family's history here at Indianapolis so long and really so influential over the course of the greatest spectacle in racing. Sir Jack, his grandfather, basically changed the Indy 500 forever when he bought that rear-engine Cooper Climax here to run the 500 in 1961.
That was the first rear engine?
It was. And that kind of set the ball in motion for the end of the Roadster era. Of course, Jeff Brabham made 10 500 starts, finished fourth in 1983 for Roger Penske. Jeff also raced in the inaugural Brickyard 400 in 1994. Matty ran that 100th Indianapolis 500 in 2016. And won in Indy Next here in May of 2014. And a winner here in Trans Am competition in 2023.
Yeah, the only thing that's been able to slow him down this season was a mechanical failure, like an input shaft in the transmission, and that's the only thing that's really even been a factor for them that's not been perfect this year.
I think about Matty, and I think about the photo on the morning of the 100th Indianapolis 500 they did with all of the family members, and again, their family name and its impact on this Speedway's history is so great. And Matty looking to claim another trophy here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway today. Pace car is headed for the pit lane, and we are getting ready to go back full speed racing when the field comes off turn number 14 this time. It's Brabham, Raginger, Menard, Moore, Dyson, and Dreesy, your top six. And green is out, and we're racing again at Indianapolis.
It looks like Paul Menard is going to try the other side of the racetrack on this turn one entry. Let's see if it works for him.
Got to run on what will be the outside of turn one, but the inside of two. Not going to get there. Little squeeze in the corner. Looked like John DeGainer got pinched a little bit on the turn in there, but everybody got away okay.
See, as the cars make their way into turn 7, the end of that straightaway's got a pretty good dip bump in it under the heavy braking zone, so that makes it a little bit tricky if you're trying to outbrake someone into that corner.
There's the fight for second. 7, Martin Raginger. The 3, Paul Menard. South end of the racetrack in the braking zone for turn 12. I asked Raginger earlier if he'd ever raced here before. He and Claudio Burton did a 6-hour IMSA sports car race here together a number of years ago. But the course was different. They used the original Formula One circuit that includes a little bit of a bigger loop in the infield than the circuit that they went to starting in 2014.
And that circuit used a whole short chute there between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They actually dumped out on the front straightaway from the oval turn 1, didn't they?
And had a big loop inside.
Yep.
I just want to go back and look at that 57 car. I mean, just amazing that David Pintaric is on the grid at all when you saw the severity of the wreck that he had and the fact that he's running pretty decent. He's in 7th spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that car humming. I talked to him before the race and just told him what impressive, how impressive it was that his guys were able to get that car finished overnight and get it out here. And he couldn't say enough good things about his crew, even though it was a mistake by the crew that basically caused the accident. Pretty hard hit, too. I mean, it was the fastest part of this racetrack, about 180 miles an hour, right where you let off to go into turn 1. And that car snapped to the right and, pounded the fence, but they worked all night long, got it fixed.
An assembly problem on the rear wing of the car, so when he hit that 180 miles an hour and that rear wing laid back and he hit the brakes, the car just shot into the wall. And I mean, he hit twice and hit hard. But man, what a job they did. And David wanted to point out all of the people that helped them put the car back together. In fact, they made a list, wrote it down, and took a picture of it and sent it.
Oh, look at that.
There's literally a list of all of his other competitors that helped them with parts and labor and different things to help them get the car back together. The real community of the paddock, if you will, came together for David Pintaric to be out on the race course today.
Yeah, the generosity of the competitors in this series. I was actually standing over in Chris Dyson's garage stall, and one of his guys said, "Hey, Pintaric needs a radiator over there." He said, "Well, give him one." And he said, "Well, it's our only spare." He said, "Give it to him anyway." So that's just the kind of attitude that these guys have. They race hard against each other, but it's a family unit out here.
So David Pintaric running in 7th spot after moving up from where he was gridded overall. And just, hats off to his entire team for the grind to get this 57 car back on the racetrack. Running just ahead of Jim Guthrie there. Jim second in the championship in TA Cup. And looking to see if he can stay within range of Cole Moore for the championship deciding race in TA Cup next weekend at Road America in Wisconsin. There's a look at Jim Guthrie.
Yeah, qualified 6th with a TA Cup car, running strong here today.
Albuquerque, New Mexico driver. And again, coming down to the last couple of rounds of the season for the TA Cup Series. Jim, of course, former IndyCar driver and winner, 3-time starter in the Indianapolis 500-mile race was Jim Guthrie. And a look at Amy Ruhlman, back on track for the first time in a long time. Amy and I sat down on Friday here and essentially compared scars, if you will. Amy had a very complex fracture of her right leg and ankle after a household accident, literally. And had to have a couple of surgeries, had a lot of hardware put in. I had a similar incident a number of years ago, and I've got rods and screws in my legs. So we were talking about the recovery, and she said, the hardest part was when you were non-weight bearing, when you just couldn't do anything. And racing season was getting ready to begin. And, watching this group go to work at Sebring the 1st of March with her not in the field was tough. They've been a fixture on the paddock in Trans Am racing for 30 years between her dad and herself. And, of course, it is Father's Day, so special for her to make her return on Father's Day with her dad here and so much a part of this race team. Amy said she wasn't sure. She got a chance to do almost no testing. And this will certainly be the first and biggest physical test of her right leg. that she's had in a while.
She was very realistic in that when
Yes.
I talked to her as well. She's like, okay, I'm back. I'm probably 80%, 85%, knowing it's going to take a little bit to get back in racing, condition and strength. And because these cars are no joke, man. It takes a lot to muscle them around these tracks. And so she's up for the challenge, though. She knows it's going to be a process and maybe take a few races, events to get back to her top form. But now we've got another push for the lead here from Raginger.
Yeah,
he's right on him.
Leader caught up in a little bit of the traffic as he's caught the back end of the field, so that allowed Raginger to close up and see if he can do something with Matthew Brabham.
Yeah, got some more traffic ahead of him as well, so it looks like it might be an opportunity for Raginger.
Part of the trick of multi-class racing, right? Different cars at different speeds at different parts of the racetrack. How and where you catch and deal with traffic is big. Look at this.
Here we go.
Here's
Three
a
wide.
challenge for the lead. 3 wide with one of the GT cars. That was the 60 of Tim Gray, and now they're side by side for the race lead.
This
Across
can
the
get
outer
interesting.
bricks, down to turn number 1 they go.
I know Raginger's he's not going to give this up easy. He takes the lead away from from Brabham. Yeah, I got too many hit in my head here. Now Raginger's he's done something somebody hadn't really done all year. That's past his car.
He passed
Brabham.
it, yeah, you're right. So new leader with the help of some lap traffic is Martin Raginger, if he can still be in the top spot when he comes back around to the start-finish line.
That was impressive. Like I said, we haven't seen this all year. And I'll tell you, you mentioned it earlier about the development that they did, on this Chevrolet, and is it showing up. Good to see that Chevrolet emblem out front.
Now he's got the year's dominant car tracking him and stalking him in the mirror. Can he put a gap on? What's going to happen the next lap car that he catches? Like right ahead here. That's the SGT machine of Patrick Ott. The leaders will catch, though perhaps in a friendlier location. Though Brabham looks like he's got a run in the draft. Here's Brabham. Will he pull out and make a move? Raginger will take the defensive line into 1. Brabham looks to the outside under braking.
Trying the crossover move.
Yeah, that's not realistic there.
I'll tell you, Raginger's for real here. His car's really good.
And another one of the slower class cars gets out of the way as the leaders barrel off of turn number 6 and head down Holman Boulevard to the brake zone at turn number 7.
Watching the practice sessions, we had seen Raginger at the top of a couple of those sessions. They were abbreviated, though, by some crashes. We talked about the Pintaric wreck. That knocked a lot of that practice session out. They didn't get to run all the time off of that.
Yeah. And
so you're thinking maybe the other guys hadn't had time to, Matt Brabham hadn't shown his hand. But I'm seeing that these lap times are for real from Raginger.
They did actually, both of the Trans Am practice sessions were cut short this week, as Adrian Vlastowski has brought his car down the pit lane and climbed from the machine, and his race will be done shy of the finish. But both of the Trans Am division practices were cut short leading into qualifying. So, Paul Menard's team, for example, said they brought a few things they wanted to try and test and develop, and they didn't really get the full opportunity to explore them.
Yeah, I think that hurt them for sure.
So now Raginger able to put a little bit of a gap on Matty Brabham. This is on board Brabham's Jim Soda car, and a look at him catching the GT car.
You can see it just checked his momentum slightly, and he chooses the left side of the road to go around this slower car. While what you can't see is Raginger on the other side, making it 3 wide. And there he shows up on the inside.
Watch the speeds
From there on,
here.
it was a drag race of Chevy versus Ford horsepower.
And the brake zone, and tries the crossover, but just couldn't make that work.
That was impressive.
Yeah, it was. Marty Raginger, veteran from Austria, 38 years old. He's competed everywhere in everything since being a Red Bull and Porsche junior driver. Had a lot of starts in TA over the years, a lot of sporadic starts. This would be, what, his 10th start in TA. He does have a win among those 9 previous starts. Rode Atlanta in November of 2020. And he's got a lot of heat on that back bumper.
I saw something back in turn 13. He laid black marks coming out of that corner.
Yeah.
And I think Brabham saw that. He's trying to take advantage of it. Put some pressure on him.
Make him burn him up.
Well, that could be, his weakness here is this long run. We'll see how it holds up, but he definitely laid some black marks out of turn 13.
24 laps complete, 18 to go in our 42-lap, 100-mile race at Indianapolis today. Turn 8, turn 9, turn 10. And more lap traffic ahead for these race leaders. It's fun. I'll bet Brabham was working hard. Harder than he has been.
He is definitely working hard. He hasn't
all
had
season,
this,
right?
He hasn't had this kind of a challenge all year from anyone.
And you see more slower traffic ahead for the race leaders, getting that blue.
Now this traffic might cause a little issue. There's Boris Said. I think he's the first car running one lap down.
Back to John DeGainer in the 4, who is running in 12th. 85 car of Ken Sutherland he just overtook. So DeGainer up to 11th now, Sutherland back to 12th, and then Boris Said next in line. So again, had that flat tire early on in the race, and fell a lap down to the race leaders.
Got the leaders in some more traffic right here. Brabham able to close right up on the back bumper. The Raginger's lucky. Yeah, he's got almost had a shot at him.
Looking inside, here's a braking zone, turn 12. No, not this time. But keeping the pressure on. And those two flash across the yard of bricks again at 170 something miles an hour back to the brake zone in turn 1. And a slower car ahead.
Brabham slightly faster the last lap.
Oh boy, here we go. Lap traffic again a factor. Is Brabham enough to get alongside? Raginger with a defensive line. This is fun.
This is really fun. I'll tell you, that was amazing to watch those two go through those corners. And Brabham, the way he was going back and forth going into turn 7, he had to have Raginger looking in that mirror both left and right and hoping maybe he would miss his line by doing that. I guess it's what he's thinking, but it was looked kind of crazy. They're going right, left, right. Raginger was able to hold on though, actually stretch the lead this time.
Yep. Got a couple car lengths, just enough to breathe, maybe, until he gets to the brake zone of turn 1.
I don't think he's going to be breathing a whole lot. He's going to have some pressure all the way. You can see right there in the braking. You can tell he's 10 tenths right now.
Car bobbing and weaving as he's mashing the brakes into the corner. Well, there's a couple car links between them. Quick reminder that you can accelerate your career in motorsports and start the search for your next opportunity by visiting racerjobs.com and view open job positions across the racing industry. If you've got a position to fill, post your job. Get access to tens of thousands of applicants across the Racer Jobs platform to help find the right candidate for your position. Racerjobs.com, a racing marketplace built and managed by racers. We got a couple of racers going at it hard here at Indianapolis for the lead in the Trans Am Series by Pirelli, round 6 of 2026. The 5th time the Trans Am Series is raced at the famed Brickyard. And it's Martin Raginger and Matthew Brabham going at it. Here's a race farther back for 5th place. Tommy Dreese in that black number 8 is all over the back bumper of Chris Dyson in the white and red number 20. A couple of veterans of long-time competition in this Trans Am Series. Of course, Chris Dyson, second in all-time wins in the series, tied for second with Mark Donohue, and a 3-time Trans Am Series champion. Haven't seen Chris much this year, as his business obligations have taken up a lot of his time. But he's thrilled to be here at Indianapolis today. I think I mentioned earlier, I said Adrian Blastowski was out of the race. That was the Matthew Butson car that came down pit road and the driver got out of the race, because there's Adrian on the racetrack now. My error in my excitement.
Very, very few of those.
Well, they happen. Watching these leaders navigate this traffic.
This seems to be the strong part of the racetrack for Brabham to be able to go, from 7, 8, 9.
72 Zach Arnold got out of the way nicely for allowing these leaders to race through. But he just is right in the tire tracks again and again and again. But Raginger refuses to lock that tire or make a mistake or brake too deeply into a corner.
There's those black marks again.
Yeah.
That's going to take its toll on those rear tires. He's going to have to work to keep this lead.
A lot of laps remaining, still 13 to go. One of the GT1 Challenge cars ahead, Bill Goforth. He's the leader of that category. Nicely yields to the overall race leaders.
I think one place that 7 car is good is on the straightaway. He doesn't seem to give up anything to that Ford down these big straightaways.
Horsepower helps.
It really does. I mean, obviously it makes a difference, but on these long straightaways where these, the passing opportunities are at the end of these long straights, if you can have just a little advantage to keep them from being able to make that move, it can be a big, big benefit. Like I said earlier, this turn here is really the most consequential turn on the track because it leads to this long straightaway. And any momentum that you either gain or lose, it kind of multiplies as you go down the straightaway.
Brabham with a look to the inside under braking, turn number 1. Hops the curb a little bit as Raginger tried to shut the door.
Yeah, Brabham did a good job not taking them both out right there.
He's got to look inside again. At what point does he say, okay, it's time to force the issue here?
Well, we still got 12 laps to go. I don't think he's going to do that. It'd be unwise to do it here. I think if he's patient, the tires are going to give up a little bit on that 7-car Raginger because he's pushed that car hard the whole race.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that Brabham's not pushing hard. I'm sure he is, but I don't see like you said, those black marks leaving the corner on his car like I do from Raginger.
Saw Brian Gluck's car, the 47. that the leaders just went by. Looked like maybe an exhaust header hanging off the car. It's gotten broken off and is bobbing up and down on that machine. Here is our race lead from onboard second place.
I love that shot. You can just see the pressure that Bradman's trying to put on Raginger. Sweeping off of 14 now. Bradman's going to try to use the draft and maybe get another opportunity in turn one. That's the thing. Raginger doesn't want to give up that inside. Wisely.
And the lap car, Patrick Gutt, yields to the race leaders. But
give the advantage to Raginger on that one.
Yeah, Bravo tiptoed a little bit to make sure, and cost him a couple of car lengths. That's fun stuff. Cole Moore continues to have a sizable lead in TA Cup in this race over Jim Guthrie, who runs 7th overall. Just looking back quickly on some of the other class leaders, Bill Goforth leads the GT1 Challenge. Zach Arnold is the SGT leader. Adrian Wlostowski is the GT leader in the race.
Okay, these leaders are catching faster cars now. This is going to be a little more difficult pass for the leaders to get by. We'll see if Bradham's able to take advantage of that.
So this is Kaylee Bryson in her new Trans Am ride. Remember Kaylee winning championships in the SGT and XGT divisions of Trans Am competition a couple of years ago. So our leaders to turn number 1 and continuing.
Looks like they'll have clear track here for at least a little while. And able to get by those two slower cars.
Holman Boulevard in the braking zone at turn number 7 now.
We can see Brabham just hanging that right rear almost in the grass on the entry of turn 7.
I'll say this about Raggy. Head down.
Yes, he's done that from the start. He has really done a good job. Brabham's been trying to rattle him a little bit.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, you know, showing him the fender left and right, making him swivel in the mirror, hoping he can maybe make him miss his line.
Just pressing.
Yeah, Rager hadn't even blinked.
Got our 3rd, 4th, and 5th place cars on screen there for just a minute. That black Ford Mustang is Cole Moore. He's the TA Cup leader. Cole and his dad, John Moore, family racers together. We're planning on competing here together, but we're involved in an aviation accident out in Sonoma, California a number of weeks ago. And fortunately, all aboard the aircraft survived the incident. John Moore took the worst of it, if you will, and beaten up. John speaking from out west the other day, telling everybody he's fine and he'll be back soon. John, we wish you the best and miss having you here. But Cole is here this weekend and is running 4th overall and the leader in TA Cup as he pursues that division's championship.
Representing well.
He absolutely is.
He's actually closed up on Paul Menard. I don't know what's going on with Menard. He had lost touch. He's almost 30 seconds behind those leaders, and that's not typical. I would say he's got something wrong. Now the race lead's heated up again.
Well, Brabham had another look, but not quite there. Every time we think it's settled in and we look away at something else and say, oh, whoop, whoop, let's get back here.
See a little smoke
off there. Yeah.
Now,
oh, there's Cole Moore off just after we talked about it.
That's the old announcer's jinx, right?
Yeah. That's too bad. Let's see how many spots, if any, that impacted Cole Moore and if that allowed Jim Guthrie to get in front of him for that ever so tight TA Cup race and championship lead. So here's the lead again.
Yeah, I've been worried, or kind of concerned that you see the 7 car of Ragginger really pushing it, rear tires slipping. Is that going to hold up for the race? But now I'm starting to see a little bit of that out of Brabham.
Replay on Cole Moore at turn 7.
Whoa. Just a little mistake under braking. And once you miss that line, you're out there in the marbles.
Oh, look at the flame throwing out of that.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't pick up any grass in the grill that's going to cause him a problem later.
Yeah, that's for sure. Cole has fallen back to 6th position. He's just in front of Jim Guthrie, of course. Those two have been like magnets to each other all season long in the TA Cup competition. Speaking of magnets to each other,
these two have been glued together the whole race.
Started on the front row together. Brabham led the first 21 laps. Ragginger got by him with an opportunistic pass using a lap car at this part of the racetrack. And Brabham's been on the pressure push ever since.
Yep, you can see right there, he was pushing hard, spun the rear tires.
Now here's where a teammate can help another teammate in the championship picture. Chris Dyson owns the car that Matthew Brabham drives. And if he can find a way to put Brabham's rival for the Trans Am Championship, Paul Menard, another spot behind, that's another precious couple of points, a gap in the championship. And there a quick look at the TA Cup with Cole Moore, now with Jim Guthrie in pursuit of him. That's Guthrie in the white Mustang getting around the Patrick Ott SGT car. So now nothing separating the top two in TA Cup on the racetrack. Nothing separating the top two in Trans Am either.
Been able to throw a blanket over these two cars the whole race. Look at this. Now Brabham, oh man, he had a shot right there.
Yeah, just
couldn't quite make it stick. That's kind of a cool section over there in the short chute of the oval where they kind of pick up a little banking and then kind of just shoot you right into the next corner.
Heavy braking spot there, and then got to get it all right because you're coming off onto this long main straightaway from there.
I'm impressed with Dyson too. He didn't make the first few races this season, and let these guys get a little track time and experience over him. But this is a real pro. He's a real competitor. Super nice guy too.
3-time champion of the Trans Am Series, tied for second all time in wins with the great Mark Donohue, is Chris Dyson. And out here trying to get a spot on Paul Menard for what would be the final spot on the podium. Gosh, when's the last time Paul Menard was not on the podium in the Trans Am race?
Here we go, side by side.
In traffic.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Ragginger got it wrong.
Yep.
He got it wrong. He hopped the curb in turn 7. And there goes Brabham back to the lead.
One bobble. That's all it took.
Lap traffic cost Matty Brabham the lead. He used it to get it back.
And you see, you know, just seen how Ragginger has done such a good job the entire race with a lot of pressure and just one slip.
Just got into that corner for where he was with the lap car. A little hot, it looked like. Hopped the curb, and that was all that the Brabham needed to cut and go.
Yeah. Not only that, it cost him a ton of time on the racetrack. I don't think he can make this gap up in 5 laps. It's going to be difficult.
Seconds. He gapped him 2 seconds that lap. But more traffic, another opportunity, full course yellow, you never know. But man, determined pressure for Matthew Brabham. And now he's back out in front here in Indianapolis with less than 5 laps to go. That's wild.
That really was. That's a great battle. I'd like to see it heat up again before we finish. You get down to these last few laps, those rear tires have, you know, they've been abused the whole race. It's, you know, now you're light on fuel. no more saving now. You're just pushing, pushing every corner.
Just got to go. Here's how the lead changed hands coming down to turn number 7 from on board the Brabham car.
It looked to me like, Raginger had the advantage of that inside. He just got too greedy on the curve. And you got to hand it to Brabham too to keep us calm and everything to get through this.
We'll never know until we ask him, but I wonder if Raginger thought that Brabham was going to make it 3 wide with the lap car, and he had to leave that space.
Maybe.
But just caught too much of that curbing with the left side of that car. It hopped him up in the air, and by the time he got it going again, Brabham was by and gone. I mean, literally, look at this, 2.5 seconds already in just less than 2 full laps. Cole Moore, Jim Guthrie, separated by a little bit on the racetrack for the top spot in TA Cup. Looking back, GT1. Brett Goforth has the top spot in that class. Zach Arnold leads SGT over Chris Coffey. And Adrian Blostowski continues to lead the GT category as the pressure continues to mount for the final spot on the podium. Paul Menard trying to fend off Chris Dyson.
Got his hands full right here.
Yeah, he does have his hands full, that's for sure. Yeah, I agree with you.
This is not normal.
Just not their normal pace today for this car. Oh, got a car in trouble. That is the 98 of Brent Goforth. Just called his name out as the GT1 leader. That is at the end of the main straightaway in the cutoff, the overrun for turn number 1. That car is in a safe spot, so I expect we'll be able to stay green unless he put any fluid down on the race course.
And if he did, we need to pay attention right here and see if it's going to affect these cars coming through. I think the first, there's a couple cars before the leaders to go through that section.
Now the race for third comes down to that spot at the end of the main straightaway. And we remain under the green flag now with 3 laps to go in our Trans Am round today here at Indianapolis. Brabham and Raginger are almost 45 seconds ahead of this race for third place. Talk about being in another class today. But if Menard can hang in there in third place, he'll minimize the championship damage heading to his home state of Wisconsin next weekend.
He'll be good there. But one of the things that happens when you're getting consistently beat by a competitor, it makes you push hard, try things, do things to close that gap. And sometimes you go the wrong way. And I have a feeling that maybe that's happened to this Genelosi team, that they've been kind of pushed into a position that they have to close a gap of performance and are trying some things, and not everything you do is positive. Yeah. Half the things I've learned have been going the wrong way.
They call it testing for a reason, And these race cars, certainly one of the great science projects of all time.
Yeah, now it's up to Paul to kind of carry this car on his shoulders to get that podium finish. Looks like he's been able to pull a little gap on Dyson.
Got a little break in some of the lap traffic there, which helped him get away a little bit. And they'll come across with 2 laps to go. Here comes our race leader, who has pulled away by almost 2 seconds now over Martin Raginger.
Got a little clean air on that nose and not having to worry about trying to outbrake somebody in front of you. Able to pull a little gap now on Raginger. But I got to give Martin Raginger a lot of credit for the way he was able to take the lead and hold it for a long time in some pretty high pressure situations. He makes one bobble over there in turn 7, and it cost him the lead.
And the white flag is out for Matthew Brabham. Got a slow one on the front straightaway as the leaders come by to turn number 1. And hopefully the slow car is able to keep it out of the way. And that's Jim Guthrie, who seems to be off the pace. That's Guthrie who's slowing from second place in TA Cup. Unless he was just yielding for those leaders, but it certainly didn't look like it.
No, he was about 18 seconds off that last lap, so he's been slow for a bit.
Well, give all the credit in the world to the Burton Racing team for finding the speed to come back and compete at the front of the field. Marty Raginger will have led this race from laps 22 to 36 and will come up with a runner-up finish at Indianapolis, which, again, they've been the ones so far this season to have given this car and this driver the most trouble. They
don't need but about a half a step more when we get to Road America to be able to really put the pressure on this team of Brabham. And they've been flawless really all year.
Well, challenged, extremely challenged today at a place he holds most dear. But in the end, it's all going to work out for 32-year-old Matthew Brabham, who lives here in Indianapolis. He's going to pick up his 13th win in his 22nd start in Trans Am competition, and this one, his second at Indianapolis. Matthew Brabham wins it. Marty Raginger will come home in second spot after a valiant and really fun fight to watch. And the final spot on the podium still up for contest, but Paul Menard holds it for the moment until he's able to get back around and cross the yard of bricks. Watching for...
That's just to show you how fast that those two leaders were.
Absolutely.
They just pulled the third, fourth place cars by a lot. And Paul Menard will get that last step on the podium.
Gets it right there in third. Jim Guthrie will limp to the yard of bricks and be able to finish this race. But it's going to lose some ground in that last lap. TA Cup will be Cole Moore over Phil Fogg Jr., who will take second, and Ken Sutherland in third. So Guthrie falling off the podium there. The SGT winner is going to be Zach Arnold. Adrian Glovstowski will be on the top step of the GT podium. And it looks like Brent Goforth will end up as the GT1 winner, despite falling out of the race in the last couple of laps.
So you got to give the drive of the day to Martin Raginger. The way he took the fight to Brabham and was able to lead those laps and almost win it.
So Matt Brabham will extend his championship lead on Paul Menard. It ties him, his 13th win, ties him with Paul Menard for all-time 13th place. 13th place? Check that note. Yeah, 16th place all-time in Trans Am wins. And our top two in the championship tied on the all-time wins list as well. So Brabham, Raginger, and Menard, your podium today at Indianapolis in round 6 of the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli.
No rain tires needed.
Nope. That's a good thing.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
It is always sweet to win at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and our winner today in Trans Am Series by Pirelli competition is down in victory lane.
Matthew Brabham, win number 5 of the year, but boy, was he tested today. Martin Wagner had incredible pace in that 7 car, and it was a battle from the start. He puts the winning hat on top of the helmet, comes over with an embrace with Rob Dyson, and another incredible performance, and it was a tough one today. 0.8 of a second faster than the field in qualifying, but boy, it was a battle for Matty Brabham out there today as Wagner was on him the entire course of the race. Matthew, win number 5 of the year. You get to do it at Indianapolis. How tough was that today, the battle that Raggy had with you?
Yeah, it was. I woke up this morning not expecting that, that's for sure. I thought we had quite a bit of advantage over everyone, but the race started and we were kind of saving in the beginning, and I thought we're pretty comfortable, and then when we started pushing at the end there, I was like, oh, this is on. I mean, he's driving super well. His car was holding on, and by the end of the race, I had nothing left. The brake was fading. I had no tires left, and I'm sure he was the same, but he drove awesome race. I got caught out with traffic, and he got caught out with traffic, but I think without the traffic, it would have been on regardless. So I think hats off to those guys at Claudia Burton Racing and Raggy. I mean, that was a race. I'm beat, but happy Father's Day to Rob Dyson, Chris Dyson out there. It's an honor to be racing with these guys, and then obviously happy Father's Day to my dad and all the family, friends, and neighbors that are here supporting me, and Jim Soda and all the Dyson Racing crew.
I know how much this race certainly means to you, winning here at this racetrack. What does it mean to win here at your home track? Does it ever get old to win at Indianapolis?
Yeah, I don't think anyone has complained about winning at Indy, that's for sure. So yeah, I'll take it and enjoy the highs and while they last. So it's special, a lot of history, and it's a great honor.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
Matthew Brabham outduels Martin Wagner. A great one, guys.
Nate, thanks, and yes, what a great race today, huh?
There's any doubt how hard these two drivers were pushing. Kind of saw it right there in that victory lane interview.
So look at the unofficial results from today's round for the Trans Am Series by Pirelli here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Matthew Brabham taking the win. Again, his 13th career Trans Am victory in just 22 starts. Ragginger finished second. Paul Menard a distant third. Chris Dyson just misses out on the podium. And how about David Pintaric?
How about this? That was a great effort by that team. I got to hand it to their crew and Pintaric, and they did this with such a great attitude. No give up in that team, and gets a top 5 finish out of it.
Colmore takes a TA Cup class title here today. You look at some of the rest of our finishers. Jim Guthrie with that unfortunate fade in the final couple of laps makes the fight a little bit harder when we go to Road America next week for the TA Cup class championship. Zach Arnold, your SGT class winner today, and Adrian Vlastovsky in a one-off double duty weekend winds up taking the GT class championship. So looking ahead to next weekend, it's going to be an 18-point lead for Matt Brabham over Paul Menard, heading to Road America, the National Park of Speed, next weekend for this Trans Am Series. Well, what a day here at Indianapolis. The weather held off. The rain stayed away. The racing was spectacular out in front. Yeah, there were some bumps and bangs and maybe a few bruised feelings along the way, including right at the start for our pal Boris Said. But in the end, we got treated to a terrific two-car fight between two great drivers and two great race teams. And at the end, it'll be Matthew Brabham and CD Racing celebrating at Indianapolis, kissing the bricks shortly in the tradition of winners here at the Speedway. And next week, we go back to Plymouth, Wisconsin. It's round 7 of the season at Road America, the National Cathedral, the National Park of Speed. We've got the Trans Am NTA 2 Series, both on Sunday, June 28th, Watch your favorite Trans Am drivers fight it out and find out all about it on racingamerica.com. We'll have details, coverage leading up to the race, and of course, you can watch the race next weekend as well here on Racing America. What a fight! Raginger in the 7, Brabham in the 16. Lap traffic gave Raginger the opportunity for the lead, then it gave Brabham the opportunity to get it back, and that was all she wrote. He managed to play in the final laps and score yet another win after that moment in turn number 7. Well, fun weekend here at the Speedway, and we thank you for joining us. For Nate Dreyer and Andy Petrie and our entire Racing America production team, Alan Bestwick, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next weekend at Road America in Wisconsin.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Racing America. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
shift knob. Matt, you had a broken shift knob, but you hear P3. I'll get you in just a second. Joining Matt Butson, the 47. He's from LaGrange, Georgia. The Freedom Coffee Gallant View 6XD Factory 5 Daytona 65R. It's Brian Gluck. Woohoo! All right. And I think the first time in a GT car, the number 6 from Maspeth, New York, Compass Manufacturing Howe HR6, it's Adrian Westowski. Come on, Adrian. Uh-oh. He's got to get rid of that big cowboy hat there. Matthew, we were in the pit lane talking, and then all of a sudden I hear you're going back out. Why'd you go back out?
Oh, well, we're here, right? So we might as well fix it and go back out for a couple laps. Big thanks to Charlie, Caleb, everyone at Howe Racing for getting me back out there. The car was great. We just got a little unlucky there, and huge thank you to 3D BioCAD and XT Sarah and Howe Racing for supporting me this weekend.
Well done. We could put you up P3 this Monday. Mr. Gluck, it's good to see you here, sir. Do you have some things to share?
Absolutely. We'd like to thank 6XD. Without them, we wouldn't have been here. Freedom Coffee and the Gallon Few, the Ranger organization. It was tough. The last 5 laps, we didn't have any gas. I was swinging the tail trying to put it in the slosh box. It was a challenge.
We're glad to have you here. Anybody you'd like to thank here, sir?
Hey, my crew chiefs and my brother for coming out, and just really happy to Freedom Coffee. They help out Wounded Warriors, the Gold Star, 6XD, Red Horse, and just all the Crow guys for helping us out. And Nick that couldn't be here this week. Thanks.
Brian Gluck, everybody. Let's hear it for Brian. All right, Adrian, I'm going to hand you the mic, man. Tell us about your race. Good to see you, top of the heat.
Thank you, everybody. Just special thanks to Howe Racing, Charlie Howe, Chaz Howe. Happy Father's Day, Chaz. Really, the car's really good. Matt and I were racing the HR6s. We had a good race there. That was a lot of fun. The boss, Chaz, told us not to touch each other. Second lap, I think we were rubbing against each other. But these cars are so much fun, easy to drive. They're like little go-karts. Big thanks to Turnkey, Rich Rinke. They really made a phenomenal car, and I think this is my second win now in this car. We're going to get the kids to bricks, and really special. It was my dad's birthday a couple days ago. He passed away 15 years ago. That's why I have the 619 on my suit, on all my suits, and this was maybe for him. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you.
What a moment, Adrian. Very well said. All right, let's have them get those trophies high in the air, get the photos going. Let's yell them for them one more time. That's Matt Bruston, Brian Gluck, and Adrian Westowski, our GT podium. Let's get to our hat dance real quick. We're going to start with our Summit friends. They, again, are giving our podium participants $50 to spend at Summit, so thank you for Summit. You can use it now, probably some brake pads, something like that maybe. Brian, what do you think? All right, that's good. He's going to put it down real quick. Woo, where'd that wind come from all of a sudden? All right, let's go to our next hat. We're going to do a hat of our friends at Pirelli. Adrian gets the P1. Brian and Matt, next time, maybe P1. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. All right, one more time. Let's give it up for these guys. Sometimes they throw those hats out if you're loud enough, maybe. What do you think? What do you think? There you go. Brian's. Oh, how did that happen? Right on Chris Clark's, photographer. Very well. All right, let's switch out the trophies for some champagne. And please be careful of our photographers. Their expensive gear. Do not get their champagne on the photographers, but you can definitely get it on, let's see. Not me. Okay, I'm going over here. See, Scott and I know where to go right here behind. Did they not understand? Do not put it on the, oops, sorry about that. Do not put it on the, on the photographers. Sorry, I told them. All right, we're going to tell them twice next time, okay? All right, guys, let's bring up our SGT podium. In third place, it's my pleasure to introduce to you a good friend of the series, Milton Grant. Come on up, Milton. He's from Germantown, Tennessee, in the Century Storage Porsche 992. Milton, what a great day to have you, P3 up there. Joining Milton, the 27, I think it's 27. We'll read it off here. They changed their numbers quite a bit. It's Chris Coffey. Get up here, Chris. I think he's driving a Maserati. You driving a Maserati? All right, very good. All right, and top of the SGT in the 72, from Tiffin, Ohio, Arnold Machine Porsche GT3 Cup, it's Zach Arnold. Come on up, Zach. Milton, it seems like deja vu here a second. Where were we last week? Mid-Ohio, and you were running SG or in the IGT. So we're happy to have you here in SGT.
Yes. Yeah, it was, looks like a great day. So glad we missed the rain. Appreciate they had great Father's Day. You know, I could run race on Father's Day. That's always a good thing. And I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and had a great day and love what's going on here. Thank you.
Thank you, Milton, very much. Mr. Coffey, good to see you up here, P2. Give us the mic. Just give us your thoughts, sir.
Well, that was a pretty incredible race. The first thing I want to say is Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. My son is at home watching watch the race, and I can't wait to get home to him. So I'm sure all you guys feel the same. I was actually in a GT car, not an SGT car, and because we had a little accident in the Ferrari in practice, and we had to go to the backup car. So I was kind of driving with one hand tied behind my back a little bit, and that really showed on all the restarts when everybody just drove past me. But I got to thank my crew, Alex and Xavier, for helping me get the backup car ready, and Josh for, just making the Ferrari fast until I screwed it up, and then helping me get the Maserati fast right out of the box because we went into qualifying with no time in it. So I want to thank my wife, Morgan, my son, Sam, my sponsors, Chill Out and GTE Engineering, and, of course, Norwood Auto Italia, our shop, and me, Coffey Motorsports.
All right, Chris. Well done, well said. Chris Coffey, but let's give Mr. Arnold a little bit of time here, sir. It's good to have you here. It's glad to have Zach Arnold here, driving the Porsche to the top of the podium. Handing the mic to you, sir.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, we had a pretty good race. I hate to see Chris's misfortune here the other day, but I took advantage of that, I guess. I be honest. No, we had a really good race. Our car was good, which is a good thing. Our team was pretty wore out. They were here till 2 a.m. working on the 57 car to get that back on track, which they did. Those guys are awesome. So, yeah, big thanks to Kreider Racing, and happy to be here. Happy Father's Day to everybody, and thank you to my wife for putting up with this for 34 years or so. And, great.
All right, very much. I'm going to step back. We're going to start doing a hat dance, but let's bring those trophies up high. I'm going to say their names one more time. It's Zach Arnold, Chris Coffey, and Milton Grant, our SGT podium. All right, we're ready for our summit certificates. We do have those certificates back there. Make sure you stop by and talk to my friend Lisa. She'll have them there for you at the end of your podium ceremony. We thank Summit Racing, very much an important integral partner to us here at Racing America. Thank you much. Let's go to Pirelli. All Trans Am, SGT, GT cars this weekend are running Pirelli tires. Oh, here we go. There's a nice hat going out to our spectators here as well. I told you they'd be getting good. You just got to get louder up there. Let's hold them up one more time. Milton's got it. Those are heavy trophies, let me tell you. All right, let's swipe those trophies out for some champagne. And again, I will warn you, I'm standing right here, okay? You cannot spray the photographers, okay? Please do not spray the photographers. I did it. I said it. Didn't I say it? I said it. I'm hanging out down here. They're not gonna spray you guys probably. Okay, let's bring up our next trophy participation, and we're going to go to the GT1s. Let's go to GT1s. I believe this is a family affair. Brent Goforth, Bill Goforth, get up here. Come on. Woo! Let me get you up there. You guys fight over where you want to be. Looks like Brent's on the top. Brent, how is it being here racing with your dad?
Man, it is the best feeling in the world, let alone being here at Indianapolis. They get to do this with your dad. It's on Father's Day. What a blessing. Thank the Lord that he gives us, the opportunity to come out here and do this. I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, number one. Number two, our military members and our veterans, thank you. We love you. We're praying for you. Shout out to DEI, 6XD Transmissions, and 9 Lives Racing for the Arrows. So what a great time we had out here.
How about Big Dog Racing? Yeah?
Yeah, I want to thank our crew. There you go. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank our crew. Man, they busted their butt and everything. Things went kind of a little awry, but we're here. We're at Indy. Thank the Lord for that. Lord has blessed us and brought us here in front of all you people, and thank you for all your support. I want to thank my employees of Big Dog Foundation Beers as well that make this happen for us. So we get to sit on the podium while they do it. They work for us, and I appreciate them very much. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, and just thank you so much for everything you do. I want to thank 6XD, DI as well, and Nine Lives Racing, and I'm going to get me one of those wings, by the way.
All right, let's hear it one more time. That's Bill and Brent Goforth, a family affair in GT1. Let's get some hats going over here. Let's do our Sunoco's, or I'm sorry, our Summit certificates. And thank you to Scott Duncan for holding up. Scott, I don't give you a 51. I'm sorry, you don't get the $50. But you can look pretty with the sign. Very well. Good job. We thank Summit. Thank you very much there. Looks like Chris got the photo. We're good. Let's switch out our Pirelli hats. There we go. Downwind. The wind's definitely going that way. It's definitely, whoa, there we go. There we go. We thank Pirelli hats. Pirelli tires, making those GT1 cars perform out there. Hold those trophies high. See why I don't give him the mic that often. All right, now we're going to give you that champagne. And while I do that, I'm going to talk about our friends at Jim Weed who sponsored this Winter Circle. And you're going to hear a little bit more about them. But Jim Weed's a great product. If you like to try some, there you go over there. We'll have some more. You guys want some Jim Weed? All right, let's go over to our TA Cup cars. My friend Ken Sunderland, who I had to drive in my golf cart over here. Kevin, come on, Ken. Thank you, sir. Ken Sunderland will get your hardware here. We'll put you up P3. Joining Ken is Phil Fogg Jr. Come on up, Phil. We'll get your hardware here. Lincoln's working hard there to get the hardware out. And top of the heap on TAC is Cole Moore. Come on up, Cole. Wait till you see this haircut this guy has. It is fantastic, Cole. All right, let's go over here to Ken real quick. Ken, good to see you. Sorry we missed you turning in, but it was a fun scooter ride over here. But tell me a little bit about the ride in that Cup car.
Oh, it was a great time. This is my first time back this year racing that car, and 8 months off. I got some work to do to catch these guys. That was a total gimme. I'm sorry for whatever happened to Jim Guthrie and his car, but we'll take it. I've given them away myself, so great. I feel awesome for our Kohlberg Racing team. Emma Cora photo on our car this weekend, and yeah, it was a great race, and I had a great race racing Amy Ruman. I know she doesn't want to be racing me, but it was fun, and yeah, it was a great race.
The Cup cars, TA Cup cars are getting close in that performance window with the TA car, so it's fun to have you out there. Thanks for being with us. Back over here to this side of the table, I got Phil Fogg. Phil racing number 2 today, or up to numbered P2. Tell us about your race real quick.
Well, it started bad. I got punted, got some grass in the intake, and so we had to stop under full course shallow, put me in the back, and then we just worked our way up to the field. Just kept fighting, and then Jim, I don't know what happened to Jim on the last lap, but that was just a gift.
There you go. Anyone you'd like to thank for being up here, sir?
Just Jefferson Racing, Adam, the entire team. They're an amazing group.
Awesome. All right, jumping over here to Cole real quick. Cole Moore, I'm going to hand you the mic here, sir, and I'm going to run over and give us some more Jim Weed. So here, take the mic, and I'm giving people some more Jim Weed.
Hey, happy Father's Day, Dad. I just had the time of my life, being out there with Paul Menard and Chris Dyson and Matty Brabham. Unreal experience. Jefferson's just put together the best car. They got the best guys working on the cars, and this whole experience has been the best. So thank you to all the fans. Thank you, Trans Am. Thank you, Racing America. Indy, baby. Let's go to Road America.
All right, thank you, Cole. Let's step up on those stages there to get your photos started. You ready, Mr. Carter? Mr. Clark? Sorry, I always call you. All right, take them up high. Let's get them up high. You can lift them up. That looks good. All right, let's bring in Summit. Certificates there. Sorry about that, Kevin. Kevin, are we doing it on this one? Okay, get ready. We're going to do something with Cole in a second. It's going to be a little crazy. All right, looking good with Summit. All right, let's bring the Pirelli hats in here quick, Mr. Sissel. We really appreciate Pirelli working with us. There is a lot of tire companies, but Pirelli chose Trans Am to work with, and we appreciate that very much. Wonderful sponsorship for us. All right, gentlemen, we're going to try something. Are we going to do it live, or we're going to do it together? Give him his first, and then do that. All right, we're going to do the celebration now, okay? And take the trophies here. But do you see this giant bottle over here? We're going to do something fun with that in a little bit. So get ready to take cover. I'm with the kids over here, so no spraying the kids. Go for it. Do for it. Yep. Watch out. Do not spray the kids. Do not spray the... They're getting better. They're getting a little better. All right, Cole, get back up there, because Kevin's got this idea that it's cool to put a camera on one of these. So let's hear it. Let's get crazy for this, because you're going to hear it in the background. Let's do it. Cole Moore, let's do it. Let's go crazy. Get it out of control. Holy cow. Woo! All right, Cole. Well done. I don't think you broke anything already. All right, let's get everybody out of here. I got TA to come up here. Where's Paul Menard? Get up here, Paul. Thanks for being patient with us. Paul, come on, buddy. Thank you, sir. Please do not slip on how much champagne is out here already. Let's bring up Martin Ragener. Come on up, Martin. P2. And on the top step, you got to get loud for Matt Brabham. Paul, what a fun race to watch, but you had the kind of the back seat to this race today. What was your view like? How was your race, sir?
Yeah, it was a battle. We, kind of struggled with the car all week and just been changing things and getting it better. And these guys just kind of had us covered today. I could fire off good. Just started losing the rear as we ran, and then popped his power steering belt the last 15 laps. So my ass is dragging right now.
Okay. Anyone quick you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I mean, all 3 GT, we work so hard. We never give up. We're closing up on Brabham, and he gapped us a little bit this weekend. But battle every weekend on the road America, and my boys will be ready. I'll be ready, and go give them the fight.
Sounds good, Paul Menard. Thank you very much, Paul. All right, back over to Martin Rattinger. I'm telling you what, it was a battle between you and Matty. So tell us about your side of the story.
First of all, congratulations to Matthew. He did an awesome race. One time I was lucky in safety car, not in safety car, in traffic. I got him, and then the second time he got me back. And I just have to say thanks to my whole team, to the crew. It's the third race for this new car, and I think we're coming closer. We still have a bit homework to do, but I think it's looking good.
Very well, Marty. Well done. Top Liner is the major sponsor there. Jim Weed, would we give it away, Matty? I don't know if anybody else you want to say thanks to, but I'll hand you the mic, sir.
Yeah, I'd just like to thanks to the competitors. I mean, Martin there was just awesome. Obviously, Paul Menard has been fighting us all year. But yeah, as I said, I didn't wake up this morning thinking I was going to have to fight that hard. I mean, it was on. It's so much more fun racing like that, side by side, using the traffic as picks, and what a race between this guy. I mean, he came out arms swinging, and I love it. So it was an awesome race, and obviously big thanks to all my family, my dad, happy Father's Day, Rob, his birthday, Chris Dyson, and the team. It's an honor to drive for all the crew. The chefs that'll look after us all weekend, and then obviously all my neighbors and friends that came out to watch. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. And then Jim Soda.
We got some Jim Soda in there, too, not just Jim Weed. All right, get those trophies up in the air. We got to get out of here pretty soon. We got some more cars coming in, don't we, Lincoln? Don't look at. We got them coming. All right, next hat dance is for Summit. Let's bring those out real quick. Those Summit certificates represent $50. Lisa, we got our certificates out there for folks, so we'll get a quick photo and say thanks to Summit. We will switch out some of the things I throw out here as well. Let's switching that out. Ready in the back. Be careful. They might hurt if they hit you in the head. Sorry about that. Oh, here comes some hats. Here comes some hats. Let's thank Pirelli. Woo! Watch over here. How about over here? Anybody want some of these guys here? All right. Wait a minute. Give me that thing. There, Matt. The wind is picking up, definitely. All right, one more photo. You ready? Chris is ready for that. Hold them up high. Awesome. That's a podium right there. Paul Menard, Martin Rattinger, Matty Brabham, All right, let's switch out the champagne. And everybody leaves the area. I see that. We have some pro, spectators here. They know when to leave the area. All right, here we go. Let it happen. Don't forget, I got 3 more Jim Weeds over here. I got probably 20 more in there. Thank you very much to everybody who had fun with us today. These guys love hearing your cheers. So let's cheer them one more time. All right, we got one. You need me?
We got an announcement. Somebody left their phone on the table behind us.
All right. If one of the teammates here has a phone left on the table behind us, look for your phone. Come here. Also, the guys, the teams, please push the cars across the area here, and we'll get our next group in here.